really that hard, but the one thing that most students will make it really hard is because there's multiple ways to solve all these problems. You have lots of flexibility. The key thing is you're trying to find out, you're making a decision. Option 1, option 2. These can be various things. It could be you have a new plant, it may be location. You put that plant in location 1 or location 2. It could be technology improvement and you're trying to decide, do you keep old equipment or buy new? It could be you have this product line that you're not sure about. You look at the income statement and it says it's losing money. Should you keep the product line? Or should we get rid of it? We may have a decision that someone's coming in and yes, we sell our product all the time for a certain price. We sell these golf clubs. We sell them for $200. That's a normal price. But someone's come in with a special order. They want like a whole bunch of our golf clubs. So do we accept a special order or reject it? We may have the decision that we produce something that has this one little minor piece that we've been, that goes into it that we've been producing in-house. But someone else is making it, and they came to us and said, hey, I'll sell you this one little tiny component for X amount. And you start thinking, wow, it's costing me this to make it, and they're going to offer it to me for this. So do we make the product in-house, or do we buy it? So we have all these different types of decisions. There's even more, but this gives you an idea. You have option 1 or option 2. Thing is, you can't do both. Or it just really wouldn't make sense to do both. Because technically you could do both, but then you'd have maybe a whole lot of these little components, and what are you going to do with them? So we're going to focus on using cost information to make these decisions. There's some also non-cost information that will go into parts of these decisions that we'll talk about as well. But we're going to focus on the cost side, using cost to decide between option 1 and option 2. Some things we got to think about, though, is what cost do we need to consider? Well, we need to consider cost that differs between the decisions. They're also known as differential cost. We'll also look at differential revenues because they'll offset our cost. What differs between our two decisions? Let's start with just talking about the equipment. So cost that differs is things that are going to happen if we keep it, but not going to happen if we get rid of it. Things that are going to happen if we buy the new equipment that aren't going to happen if we keep the old. Something that's going to differ. Well, of course, the price of the new. If we keep the old, we're not going to have to spend money on the new piece of equipment. So obviously that cost differs between the two decisions. What we have to be careful with, though, is sunk cost. Because the cost has to differ as well as being sunk cost isn't. Sunk cost. An example in this case. Value of old equipment or think of it as what we paid originally. Well, initially you might think, okay, well that's just going to go under here. But actually, what you paid in the past, since you can't go back and change the past, that still happened even if we decide to buy the new equipment. We haven't built that time machine yet to go back and decide not to buy it because there's a new piece of equipment coming out in a couple years. It's going to be so much better. So what we spent on the old equipment, that's a sunk cost. We can't get it back. It's done for. So sunk costs are irrelevant. We're going to keep them out of the decision. Okay. So when trying to decide between option 1 and option 2, we're going to look at things that differ between the two options. Buy price of option 2. Maybe there's some cost savings related to the efficiency of it. Option 2 is going to give us some cost savings. Buying this new piece of equipment, it runs more efficiently, electric bill is going to go down, not going to have as much maintenance to do on it. Well, that's a relevant piece of information. Because if we keep the old equipment, we're not going to have that cost savings. This cost savings, in terms of keeping the old equipment, is considered an opportunity cost. Something we're giving up if we stick with the old equipment. Talked very briefly about opportunity cost, maybe first or second day of class when we're going through different types of costs. Opportunity cost. No, it will never show up on a financial statement. Because yes, if we keep old equipment, there is no place to put forgone opportunities. I've never seen that. There's no place for it. But by keeping the old equipment, that would be a forgone opportunity. We won't have that cost savings by going with the other route. So it's an opportunity cost. It's relevant in our decision making. It's just something that's not going to show up on a typical financial statement. It's not going to be recorded in any of the accounting books. It's not going to be in the tax book. It's not going to be in your inside managerial book or the financial books. It doesn't show up, but it is relevant in our decision because it differs between the two options. Okay.
Is salvage value the same thing?
Salvage value, salvage, yeah.
Opportunity cost.
So the salvage value, if you can actually get the salvage value. So it would be more like the market sales price. The salvage value isn't going to always technically be the same as what you can actually sell it for. So it's what you can actually sell it for would be what you're giving up. But generally the same idea. So yeah, by keeping it, we'd be giving that up. Cash in hand. So that's relevant, the money that we could get from selling the old equipment. Set this up with some of the terminology. Question in here. We have special order. We have make or buy. And we're going to do I think this textbook goes on talking about, might talk about sales mix decisions. Each textbooks have the various fourth one they add, so we're going to just focus on those three. And then when we get to joint cost, we're going to talk about sell now or process later. Process more.